Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to bring you a very important update on Chainlink. I think it may be ready to explode in the near future here. So in this video, I'm going to run through some technical analysis, talk about what I see happening both short-term and long-term, and run through a very important chart that you need to be aware of in order to understand what the next big move for Chainlink will be. So, folks, if you like the sound of that, do me a favor, do yourself a favor, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon notified of new uploads. So folks, there's so much to talk about with Chainlink today, I hardly even know where to begin. So let me just begin by kind of describing some of these key support and resistance lines, because I know there's a lot of lines here, but believe me, they are very valid. So we were in somewhat of a descending triangle here, slash wedge, and we seem to have broken up bullishly. Now, if we take the all-time high price here to this peak here, we're still within some kind of micro descending triangle slash wedge. As well, we're currently seem to be breaking down below critical support with this wedge line here. So perhaps we're going for a bit of a leg down here. Now, I think to understand what the next move is with Chainlink in the short term, I think we need to zoom in here because we're range bound between a very strong support area and a very strong resistance area. So we broke below this green support line here, and the 200 EMA on the 2 hour is right above us at $20, acting as resistance. Now, if we go over to the 3 hour, we see that the 3 hour 200 EMA is right below us at about $27.65, acting as support. So Chainlink is in this very tight range here between strong support and strong resistance. Whatever way we break out of this very tight support range, I think will be very telling for the next impulse here, the next big move with Chainlink. So if we break down from these levels, I think we're going to retest our wedge here, probably retest around the $25 range, and I'll show you why. If we zoom out here, but to the 6 hour, the 200 EMA on the 6 hour and the VPVR point of control is right at around $25, just above $25. Lots of volume being traded in these regions here, lots of support lines here. So I think this is probably our next leg down around this region if we cannot hold around $27 here. So that's what I see happening with VeChain in the short term here. And kind of the base of this triangle, I think the lowest we can fall down to and still remain kind of short-term bullish is $22.80 to about $20, I'd say. This is kind of the floor of support for Chainlink here. And if we go to the 12 hour, we see that the 12 hour 200 EMA, that's about where we found support last time we dumped here, is right above $20 here. It's currently at about $21.30, from $21.90 to about $20. I think it's going to be a strong support area for Chainlink. So once we get above this key resistance line here, and if we can maintain above these green support lines, I think Chainlink is very likely to pump. Now, in order to try and gauge when the next big move for Chainlink is, I think it's going to be very important to look at the Chainlink Bitcoin pairing, because a lot of the time these pairings with Bitcoin sometimes act as a leading indicator on the US dollar value of the crypto you're looking at. So something very interesting and notable to know with the Chainlink Bitcoin pair is the fact that we are in this very macro wedge, likely to see a breakout, sooner rather than later. We have, I'd say two months max before we break out of this wedge, but I really doubt we spend 2 months within this wedge. I think it's likelier than not that within the month we break out of this wedge. And this is a very macro wedge, very macro movement. So whatever way we break out of this thing, I think will be very telling for the next big move for Chainlink. So if we can break above this red resistance line and get above the key resistance level of like the 6.6 level and tackle this level here at around 7.9, around 0.8, I think that is when we see Chainlink really start to break above major resistance and tackle all-time highs and enter further price discovery. Now, if we break down bearishly from this wedge, I think kind of this green box is kind of our next stop where we find support. Lots of volume building up in these regions. This is the floor of support, and if we break out bullishly, this is kind of the ceiling of resistance I'm looking out for. So very important chart to look out for. This is going to be a very big deal. This is a very macro movement for Chainlink. So let's hop back to Chainlink and take a look at our indicators, because I noticed something very interesting in our technicals, which is look at this, the 6 hour RSI. So we were within this descending triangle in the RSI. We broke out bullishly, and now we're falling back down to retest this as support. if we can continue to test this as support and hold this as support and go for that higher high, get above this region here, I think that will be the thing that tips us off that we could see bullish continuation in the US dollar price of Chainlink. And I think if we can continue to remain above this green line and make an all-time high, then I think that's a factor that will lead us to possibly break out of this red resistance line here. So moving forward, looking at the 6-hour RSI will be a very interesting chart to see how the RSI reacts moving forward, because I think that will be very telling for the next major move here for Chainlink. So let's go back to our daily here and get a sense of what the macro picture is saying. So daily is we're starting to see some strength with the daily, folks. Look at that. The histogram on the MACD on the way up. Weighted MACD acts as a leading indicator on the MACD on the way up, bullish crossover. Stochastic RSI, great for understanding shifts in trends, has had a bullish crossover in the oversold region. Very good to see. And again, bullish divergence in the RSI. Higher lows and higher highs, good to see. So we're starting to see some strength on the daily. Let's take a look at the 12-hour, further strength, MACD, bullish crossover, weighted MACD on the way up. Stochastic RSI concerningly overbought, curving down, might have a bearish crossover soon. But aside from that, I'd say most of this on the 12-hour looks bullish in my opinion. So let's move to the 6-hour. Okay, 6-hour, starting to see some weakness. Histogram on the MACD taken down. Weighted MACD seems to want to have a bearish crossover in the overbought region. Stochastic RSI, overbought, bearish crossover, may have a leg down. RSI going for a leg down. So 6-hour, we're starting to see some weakness. Let's take a look at the 2-hour. Look at that bearish crossover in the MACD. Weighted MACD on the way down. Stochastic on the way down. RSI in the overbought region on the way down. 2-hour looks weak. Let's take a look at the 1-hour, starting to see some strength again. So maybe is our downtrend over? Well, let's keep looking here. So histogram starting to tick up. Weighted MACD just starting to curve up, not very convincing. Stochastic RSI, bullish crossover in the oversold region. Let's finish off with the half-hour. And half-hour does look bullish. So what do I think this translates into? Well, we're starting to see some strength, although it's not very convincing. Lower hourly time frames, starting to see some weakness, but then on the hourly half-hour, some strength. So I think kind of to better understand what the next move is, I think understanding what way we break out of this green line here, this green support line, and this tight range here that I mentioned earlier at the beginning, I think that is what will be very telling for the next major impulse for Chainlink here. So that's what I'm looking out for Chainlink in the short term. Now, over the long term, I want to mention what I think my long-term price predictions are for Chainlink. So over the long term, I wouldn't be surprised if Chainlink hit, the low hundreds of dollars, $100, $200, $300 for Chainlink. I think is reasonable and somewhat conservative in my opinion. Now, I do not know that for sure. I could be wrong about my long-term price predictions for Chainlink this cycle. So because nobody knows for sure how high these coins are going to go, I think it's much more helpful to look to scale out of your long-term positions, more so based off time frames and less so based off price targets. Now, that's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but that is what I'm doing. I do believe that this bull run is likely to reach some kind of end with Bitcoin September, October, and Chainlink and the altcoins are likely to reach their peak roughly a month after Bitcoin, because last bull cycle in 2017, the altcoins reached their peak roughly a month after Bitcoin. So I think something similar has a good chance of happening this time around. So whenever late Q3, early Q4 starts to roll around, that is when I'll start to scale out of my positions slowly, selling slowly over time. Whatever the market happens to give me, whether that's $50, $100, or $1,000, that is when I'll be looking. That's when I will be looking to scale out of Chainlink. Again, I think it's much better. Whatever the market happens to give you when around the end is what you should take. So that's what I'll be doing. You guys do you. So if anything interesting further happens with Chainlink, folks, we will definitely be talking about it here. Do not forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads. If we eventually break out of this wedge/descending triangle here, we'll definitely be talking about it here. And in our Discord group, link to join that will be down in the description below. We have semi-regular coin calls with our Discord members where we answer the questions, break down the market, share our thoughts, and that kind of thing. So folks, join our Discord. As well, if you like what we do, you want to support us, consider becoming a Patreon member. Link for that down in the description below. You get access to our VIP Discord group where we talk about low-cap gems and interesting setups. And we talk it toward all our Discord members all the time. So consider joining all of that. Again, link down in the description below. We will also be giving away a hardware wallet randomly to one of the first 100 Patreon members. So folks, thank you for watching. Till next time, take care.